martial arts again. So you know what? Today what we're going to work on, I don't know if you're hearing this too well because the wind is kicking up, is we're going to work on a piece out of the sword and hammer. And the reason why I refer to the sword and hammer so much, because to me it's an excellent Kempo form. He put a lot of techniques within the kata, and we worked a lot on that. We broke a lot down, and I'm going to give you guys a few other motions and techniques that come out of it. So I'm going to pick a motion from in here, which is block and cut. Now from this block and cut, we know we have the windmill, the one-hand windmill that you cut to the neck, and we know we have this hand here that can come in with the block. When we combine it, we close the chest and we breathe out as we strike. So from that block and strike, here comes one. And you know what? It's good to get this foot movement down where you're sliding in like a peg leg with the rear leg, because it goes in combination with the four hands I'm going to show you. Okay? So here's one. Here's two to the throat. Here's three to the side of the neck. Okay? So here's 1, 2, 3. Now you're moving forward as you're striking, because as you hit them, you hit them, you hit them. Okay? Now that could also be that kind of a motion too, to where you're coming in. But for right now, we're breaking down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 4. Either way, either hand you want to use. One could come in for a choke where you spin around, you set them in a choke. Neck turns, all kinds of stuff from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 4 strikes out of the sword and hammer. Now when you're doing this technique where you're blocking and cutting and you hit the guy, raise the leg right away. Raise the front leg. Don't use the rear leg because it takes a little bit too much time for when you're striking with your hands for the bigger muscle to come in. I don't know if you guys can hear this because the wind is kicking in pretty good around here. So after you do this, throw that leg in. Raise the front leg. Where does that front leg come in? Well, it comes out of the form, and when we're working here and we raise that leg up to the hand, we block, and block. Well, that's that leg. It's a straight leg coming into the crotch, because as you're close, that leg can be done a lot faster after your hands. Okay, so it's usually hand, and dirty feet, and then hand again if you prefer. But after you kick the guy to the crotch, what's his natural reaction going to be? It's going to be to go down here. After that, you go to the neck, twisting, and so forth. Anyways, the beauty of the sword and hammer is as you're doing this technique here, see, you could follow up within here. This guy over here is throwing a hook. Well, here's your crescent defense. You're grabbing that crescent defense, you're stepping in, and you're taking him down with your elbow. You see, when you fight the sword and hammer, it's not step by step by step of what you learn from the form. It's the composition of the whole form that you put to use for street self-defense. When you're learning the basics, this, that's the form. And from when you do the form correctly, it's to teach you that in case there is an altercation, the hand should be here, your back should be straight, your punching is coming, you're using your lat muscles to punch with. That's what the form is supposed to teach you. It's supposed to teach you how your horse is supposed to be behind the other man's horse, so you could trip him, so you could come behind him and throw him. That's why you don't want a real wide horse, because you won't be able to apply the technique properly. So, from in here, we see this motion here. Now from in here, after you do that technique, you have this, where the hand is coming down. The hand is coming down, that's coming straight up. So we're doing a half circle. We're doing a half circle. If the man was to throw that punch, we're knocking his hand away and we're coming up. But if you notice, the hand is in here. So it's a 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. You see what's happening? You're blocking the right, you're blocking the left, you're blocking the left, you're blocking the right, up, you're coming up underneath here with this technique. From here comes here. Now, when I'm doing this technique facing the man this way, I could also be standing here and hitting him on the side. I could be standing over here hitting him on the side. That technique can also be done to the back of him. So whatever you do in the sword and hammer facing 12, always think of 12, 6, 3, 9. Because it can be done in 4 directions. It's the same thing as when you're going through the sword and hammer with your blocks. Up, out, in, down, low, down. That upward block can come here. It comes here. It comes here. It comes here. Right? The 4 directions. And after your 4 directions, then you break it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You break it down at the clock. right? Because an upward block can come in on this angle, the outward block can come here, followed up with a punch, coming in with a double strike, moving, blocking and kicking, coming up here, coming over with an attack. It's all going to be the way you're moving out of the sword and hammer. And you know what? I shared a little bit with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll get back to you guys real soon. Keep training. Best of luck to you all, and I'll see you soon.